Hi, it's Obel1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox, and today I want to bring you a short video, well, a reasonably long video actually, talking about things in Elite Dangerous that people fixate on that aren't necessarily that important. Now, the ship I'm using in this clip is a Cobra Mark IV. You can only get this if you pre-ordered a Horizons, I think. I can't remember what the requirements were, but I ended up with it. Mine's got 3 missile racks, 2 beam lasers, and is a pirate ship. I'm using it in this capacity as a mission runner. As you can see, this ship's come after me as a mission target, so kill him and scoop up his remains. It's very good at ramming things to death. Now, anyone who's watched my channel for a while knows I love small ships. You know, I have 2 Cobras, a Mark III and a Mark IV. I have a Viper 4 and a Viper 3. I love the small ships. I think they're very, very potent. I think with the right engineering they can be very, very powerful. If I was a new player, I wouldn't actually get out of the Cobra for a long, long time. As far as I'm concerned, having a fully engineered Cobra is way more valuable than having a unengineered Anaconda, Corvette or Cutter. And if you die in a Cobra, it's not going to break the bank. It's great to learn PvP in, it's great to learn basically anything in the game you can do in it. It's a very multi-role ship. The Cobra Mark III is superb. Cobra Mark IV is pretty rubbish, but for a pirate ship it's fine. It's not good. You're not missing out if you haven't got it, trust me. It's like a very slow, fat Mark III. The Mark III Cobra is by far the better ship and incredibly fast. Now, a lot of players for some reason fixate on money, and I don't know why they fixate on this. Materials are way more important. Here I am collecting materials to do engineering. That allows me to make my Cobra Mark IV a very potent little ship with very nasty fixed missile racks. I've gone for the Meta Orange method of scaring my opponent into making them think I have a bigger ship by having missile racks with as many different effects as possible. So yeah, an FSD disruptor and the other 2 have got effects that give off warnings, so people think I'm in a much bigger, scarier ship from the amount of warnings their ship's telling them about when I try and pirate them. Now, don't get fixated on money. Money does dictate what ships you can get, but that's not really that important.
Not about money, it's about sending a message. Everything burns.
I mean, as a pirate, I've never really cared about money. I mean, I'll spend 7 hours sat in Seoul to pirate 2 tons of cargo and think that's an amazing day. So yeah, money is not really the reason I play this game, but it shouldn't be the reason you play this game, because here I am in an ASP Exploder, right? Terrible ship, everyone says so, it's awful, it's terrible, you know, it can't defend itself, it's just for exploration. Mine is about to get interdicted by an NPC and an FDL, and you'll see, it can defend itself. This thing can actually stand up to a gank. It's designed that way. It has over 1,000 shields, it has chaff and a heatsink, and it has a reasonable amount of firepower, as long as I'm on target. Because the Enforcer cannons actually work really well. Though the distro draw, I do go 402, and what I do is use the heat sinks to give me a little bit more power in my distro to keep the fire rate up. You know, and it's pretty decent amount of firepower for an ASP. For an ASP, it's a pretty decent little ship. Why? Because it's fully engineered. It's massively over-engineered. In fact, I don't think many people have built an ASP that would go to the trouble of engineering an ASP to the degree that this one's engineered. It's quite ludicrous, anal and stupid, but it works. And if you, you know, an ASP mission runner and someone tries to gank you and you've got 1,000 shields, you should be able to get away from most things. 1,000 shields with 4 pips of shields should get you out of most situations. There aren't many situations where you need more than 1,000 shields. I always go on that basis. My Type 9s have over 1,000 shields. My ASP has over 1,000 shields. My Type 7 only has about, I think it's about 5, between just below 600 shields. But even that it's enough for my Type 7 to be able to get away from most situations. You know, you don't need Anacondas and Corvettes and, you know, and the like cutters to survive. You can survive in quite normal and quite small ships. I always find it funny in this game that people fixate on having the biggest ship possible, but then like fly around in it with so little engineering done. There was a guy recently that, you know, got killed several times in his Corvette and was complaining about the fact he was lacking rebuys because he was relatively new. It's like, if you don't fly a Corvette, you're not going to have that trouble. The problem with flying big ships all the time is, yeah, you think you're more survivable, but in reality, if you haven't done your engineering, you're a bigger, easier target that's just going to get ripped a new one. And when you do die, which you probably will if you're not engineered, it's going to cost you way more money. If you had a small ship that was engineered, you'd have a much better fighting chance of survival. And if anything goes wrong, dying in a small ship is not the end of the world. Dying in a small ship is not going to cause you that much pain or hassle. Yes, admittedly, you can earn more money with the big ships, but like in terms of that, you may as well go for a Type 9 because it's a lot cheaper. I mean, the 3 bits of advice I would give to a new player is, most importantly, focus on your engineering. Get your engineers unlocked, get your engineering done. Engineering is by far the most important thing in this game, bar none. The survivability of your ships are really important. Point 2, never buy a ship unless you can absolutely A-rate everything in it. Don't try and break the bank by buying a ship that you can't equip. It's pointless. You may as well have the cheaper ship A-rated than a bigger ship that's less. And if you can't engineer it, don't get it. Like, wait until you've got more of your engineers unlocked before you move up to the big ships. Don't risk those rebuys. I mean, the last thing you want is to have this sort of thing happen to you. And if you know in the comment section who did this meme, let me know, because I want to credit them. It's an amazing one. But yeah, don't fly without rebuy. So, and concentrate on your engineering. Don't fly anything you can't A-rate, and don't fly without rebuy. 3 very simple tips, and really you should follow them to get you through. Yes, it is easy to get money in this game, and yes, it's tempting to go out and grab the flashiest ship possible. I understand that. I do, in a way. You know, I was never one for the cutter, and the Corvette's not really my style. I have one, it's fun, but you know, I don't see the need. I prefer flying around in a Cobra, but that's just me. But you know, you see these pilots that when they start in this game, they just focus on the wrong things. They just pull up loads of money, get a Corvette, die a bunch of times, complain about it, and end up back in a small ship and they haven't done any engineering. Just get a small ship fully engineered. That should be your focus, and don't waste your time on bigs until you're ready. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching, and this is what we think when we see someone in an unengineered big versus a small.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.